cops that work up here who work in the homicide. We had some questions. We had an incident that happened last night.
Good.
Okay, and we don't know the answers until we talk to the people that may or may not be involved. So our job is nothing more to talk to people, get everybody's side of it, and we go from there. We have a young man that was killed on the north side last night. Okay, and that's what we'd like to talk to you about. So before we can talk to you, we need your permission to talk to you there.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you understand what the Miranda warning is? Have you ever heard that? I mean, ultimately, you make the decision to talk to us. That's your choice, right? But we need a little bit more than go ahead from you, because we had to bring you in down here, okay? So we'll give you your rights, and we appreciate you, for talking to us. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney now or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the court without. By asking you if you know this guy.
No.
Okay. We're investigating this young man's murder.
Okay.
Okay. And part of like I said, what we do is we talk to people and we find out where they're at and if they have any information that could help us. We've basically been at this all night, and people are saying that maybe you're up there in the area where this guy was killed.
Killed for what?
Well, we don't know that. But people have you in the area where he was killed.
He wasn't.
Okay. Where were you last night? Maybe you can alleviate all that for us.
Home.
Okay. And where's home at?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Okay. Would home be in Minneapolis? Or
No.
okay. Here's the thing, Derek. We understand, from talking to people, we didn't just get your name, right? So here's maybe a little background on how we come to get to where we get to talk to you. Is we talked to your wife. She gave us a little background that you guys are having a little bit of problems and things weren't going so well for both of you. And we don't take anything out of that other than what she had to say about it. We can tell you this, that she cares for you. For what that's worth. That's what we take out of that. We know that you talked to her a little bit this morning, and she told you that she's down here at the cop shop. Other than that,
the phone with that.
What's that?
Just the phone with that.
Okay. So here's what we know about Derek. He's a man of God, preacher, belongs to the church at True Vine, and he's having some marital problems. And marital problems, everybody can have, So we're looking to see what they have to say about any of that. If we don't know if it comes into play with this guy or not.
You
say you don't know him.
It doesn't. But, so far, what she said, I am a preacher.
Yeah.
I do go to True Vine. We do have marital problems.
Right. Were you over by the Elks Club at all last night?
Nope.
Were you within blocks of the Elks Club last night?
No, I was not.
Okay. You have a car, we understand. We weren't there when the cops got you, but what kind of car do you have?
White Cadillac, 96.
Okay. Would people on the north side know you or associate you with that car at all?
Probably have had it for a long time.
Did your wife ever drive it?
What led to me calling my wife. And when she said she was here, I knew there was something to the story. That's it. Now, if this man and my wife has something going on, I don't know. So, my thing is this. If my wife cheated with this fellow, it wouldn't be the first time she'd have cheated. Never put my hands on her. Never looked for nobody. Now all of a sudden, I go and stalk somebody and kill them. Me and this man have never exchanged a word. We've never been in one another's presence. So, no, I'm not understanding.
You know, the big thing for us, Derek, is when people throw that stuff out there, you know, we've heard a little bit of the same thing. You know, I'm sure if your Reverend's hearing it, it'll make its way down to us eventually, you know. And obviously, we had to, you know, send some people out to look for you this morning because we did hear some of that. You know, and the only way we answer or account for it is by talking to the people whose names are coming up in this stuff.
All you had to do was wait.
Well,
I was coming.
yeah.
Once she said she was here and
we didn't know
disconnected,
yeah.
I was coming. So
She was hoping that was the case, you know.
Now I'm here.
So, you know, what it comes down to, Derek, is any background that you can maybe give on, you know, if it's centered around her or a relationship that she would have had or if something that is going on that we don't know about that maybe you have some insight on.
You gotta ask her if she had an affair with this fellow.
Well, but here's the thing, is you said it wouldn't have been the first time, so I'm taking it that you maybe have some insight that she has before, or you suspected, or...
No, I know.
You know?
Yeah, she confessed it.
Okay.
It was years ago.
Okay.
But I still see that guy. And I'm still with her.
Right.
And she'll tell you, I never laid a hand on her about it. Nothing physical, okay, love. Maybe she was trying to get some information. I don't know. She asked me where I was. I told her I wasn't in the city. She said she thought she saw me. I said, well, you didn't. Never knowing, you know.
Right.
She asked questions.
Right.
She always says, I live a mysterious life. So there was nothing new to me. I didn't feel like she was trying to accuse me or pick me of anything.
Right.
So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, she did think she saw you, though.
She told me so.
Yeah.
So, when I told her, no, I wasn't over no more. She said, well, I thought I saw your car. I said, well, you didn't.
You gotta weigh this part out there. Of all the places that we could look for you and find you, why did they get you at 43rd and Central?
Because I wanted a bag of cigarettes.
Right. But do you think it was an accident that when you, I don't know, we weren't there on how it all came out, but however, you got X amount of cops around you, right? And you know about how long you were in your car. See what I'm saying? Because we're a little bit farther ahead of the game right now.
Not revealing where I stay.
We can reveal that for you. Do you want us to?
Go ahead.
What is it, 942 42nd and Half Street?
That's the truth be told.
I might have got the numbers wrong.
I don't know the address, man.
Columbia Heights. We've had a little bit of chance to do some work on this.
Well, the things that I've told my wife and been telling my wife for the whole while I've been gone is the reason why I didn't reveal anything.
Well, yeah.
So, the young lady you're staying with, were you with her last night?
I was there.
The whole night? Help me get from A to G, man.
I was there doing the time he said.
Okay.
So,
help me go through your day and your night.
went outside, spoke to my wife. Naturally, I wasn't going to talk to her in the house. So, did that.
And what time was that?
I don't know if it's in the phone.
Did you leave at any time? So you were at that place now. Is this gonna be one of these things where I'm gonna have to say the name of this gal, or?
You said the address, so I know you know her name.
Yeah. But I hate having to go this route. I can assume from what I can gather that it's Ruben. But I don't want to say it is unless that's who it is.
It is.
How long have you known Ruben?
I can tell. That's her address, for sure. That's definitely her name.
Mm-hmm.
Probably go back and help.
But in order for us to get a complete picture, because that's pretty much all we deal with in a case like this, is you're getting calls saying, people are saying you had something to do with this. And here we are, and we're saying, man, we can show right now that you're not there, that you have nothing to do with this, give it to us, we'll run with it. gotta have some, I ain't telling you. Tough to work with. Can't build nothing with that, man.
How long me and her been knowing each other, I don't see how that's relevant, man. I do know her. I do got clothes there, I do stay there, man.
Okay. And you were there the whole night? Did you leave them?
I went to the laundromat, but it was closed, so I came right back.
Which laundromat?
Fort Third.
I don't know heights that much, so I couldn't tell.
That's the Fort Third Central. Holidays on one side.
What time was that about?
It was closed, so it was, I missed the 10 o'clock cutoff.
We could just even leave you out of it. Now we got your car there.
So you're gonna have to do it. Wasn't there?
Well, we think we have it. Well, actually, we know we have it. Your car is there. And so then we got to take it to the next step. We got to explain that.
Wasn't there. So I guess you're gonna have to explain that.
Well, we'll do that. Be honest with you. So then we thought, well, let's see where Derek was when his phone was in use at like 10 o'clock. Well, he's up in the area of 42nd Street. 10 o'clock. Right? There's the map. This is the latitude, longitude. That's how we track it all. Right?
Pretty good.
We'll keep it. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right. We'll keep it real simple for you. Okay? 10:30. Still up around the same area. 44th and, 42nd. 11 o'clock. This is a map of North Minneapolis. Now we've shifted cities. 11:30. Or we've asked you, to just tell us the truth on where you were. The truth. 11:30, North Minneapolis. 11:38, Northeast Minneapolis, heading back towards Columbia Heights. 11:43, Columbia Heights. If we were to drive the route from North Minneapolis to this place on Columbia Heights, how long do you suppose it would take?
It depends on which way you go.
Well, there's really only, you gotta go across the river, don't you? You really only
go 694.
Right. But you didn't. So by taking the route, say Plymouth Avenue to 42nd and a half up in Heights.
The car was not on Plymouth Avenue.
What's that?
The car was not on Plymouth Avenue.
No?
Nope.
We'll leave it at this. Your car was near Plymouth Avenue. Because your car was on the north side. And, we're not just dealing with maps. We're dealing with the actual phone records for phone numbers where Derek was on here. This is how we get to the maps. Highlighted one in green is when you're in North Minneapolis. These are your phone records. More phone records. Got the will. Like 10:30, close to that. Talk to your wife. 11:49. In between those two times, your phone is in North Minneapolis.
Well, I guess if you know about the women, you might as well know about that too. Will works at a liquor store. He works at Mickey's. I called Will and asked Will, did he have a bottle? Will told me he did. I went and picked it up. When I called Will, when I got to Will's home, Will wasn't there. So I called him. He told me he would have his lady friend that's in the house bring my bottle outside, and that's what she did. The bottle still hasn't been opened. You'll find that on the floor on my side of the bed at the house.
What kind of bottle?
Ricky Martin, VSOP. Still in the box. The seal isn't broken.
And where did this happen at?
Will lives on 16th in Emerson. Right on the corner.
What city is that in?
Minneapolis.
North Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I hope you understand why that would be something that
I'm a private person, man. I don't want people knowing I'm cheating on my wife. I don't want people knowing I'm drinking. I don't want people thinking I'm some kind of hypocrite preacher. So I prefer not to expose
It's
myself.
not their place to judge you.
No, but it's not. I like my stuff to me. That's how I've always been. So I don't believe that my business is everybody's business. And I know however it goes down, this conversation don't stay in here. Ruby's gonna know about my wife is gonna know about Ruby. So that's where I'm reluctant.
Well, here's where we're here to get to the bottom of this. It's not our position to go snitch you off to Ruby or snitch you off to your wife or any of that. Here's the thing. If you can account for where you were at the time this guy was killed, and if you're truthful about it, we don't have to go down that road. You know, I think I tried to head off Ruby even before we even got there. I asked you, if there's things that you can account for before we bring her down here. But you didn't want to do that, so that forces our hand.
That I did. If I can protect either one of them from any kind of whatever pain or heartache, I would do so. So
these aren't easy conversations for us to have with them,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So that would account for people seeing you in North Minneapolis. And for you being in...
I don't know nothing about, I don't know anything about that. But I did let you know the bottle's there. Will tell you. I didn't see Will. They had his girl bring it out to me. So, the bottle was there untouched. Because of my image, my ministry has been clean. You know, my record's been clean. I ain't done everything right.
Yeah, when we look for you,
right, but now all of a sudden, you know, supposedly, because I can't say she did or didn't, but supposedly my wife went and done something and I just lost it and went and killed a man.
it happens, Jerry.
Well,
It does. You know what happens.
I'm not saying it don't. It didn't happen to me. What other people endure, that's their burden. So, it didn't happen to me.
Yeah, sometimes when life takes those turns, we all can say that we didn't see that or didn't think that that would happen to us. Not me. That's not going to happen to me, or that didn't happen to me. My guess is when you got married, you never suspected that you would end up separated from your wife. True? That's probably not why you got married, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah? Well, you took vows.
Yeah, well, that happened.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not calling you out on anything, but I mean, that's especially holding, to the cloth like you do and having a ministry, and I would suspect those vows meant a lot to you.
still do.
Well, even so much that you chose to not get divorced last year, right?
Right. Still haven't filed for one, so.
And how does that sit with your ministry?
With don't make things right, but it's not public. So, and if my wife did step out of this marriage, definitely wouldn't hold her accountable for it.
Well, it'd sort of be hypocritical.
So, if she did, I pushed her to it. You go out of your house for a year and a half, she might do something like that. But why just single out him?
We don't know, Derek.
I wasn't killed.
You were shot.
Death helps.
Out that way.
But the only two weapons I got you will soon have. So,
Did you shoot any of them within the last day?
didn't understand that. You're saying someone else might have shot you?
No. And again, I don't handle them every day. I have no reason to. There shouldn't be no spent cartridges in neither one of them. I couldn't even tell you if the 9mm was loaded or not. I know the clips are loaded. I don't think one's injected in the gun though. So I'm confident. Won't no bullet match no bullet from him.
I believe you could say that.
I'm confident about that.
And you know what we're confident about here is that you were on the north side. And lo and behold, you're on the north side.
Well, the bottle wasn't thrown from Will's house to Columbia Heights, so I've already said that, and I told you why I didn't say it.
Right?
And quite frankly, I don't regret. I don't want everybody knowing what I do. I've been private. I like to stay that way. You see things from a different perspective because you're always in this situation. I've never been. So I still want what I want. So,
yeah, and you know what we see is what we want is just the truth. Whatever it is.
got it.
And that's what people respect.
You have it.
So it makes it more plausible that when people say they saw Derek by the Elks Club, because you were on the north side.
North side covers a lot of area.
It's by the Elks Club. We'll cut her down there, brother. It's by the Elks Club.
I can't give it a comfort in there. You asked me was I north, I told you no.
Well, now we're gonna zero in were you by the Elks Club parked in a car?
No. Well, if you did, I don't know, man. What do you consider 16th and Emerson?
16th and Emerson.
No, is that by the Elks Club, or how do you want to look at it? All over north is between Plymouth, is before Broadway.
We'll go right by the Elks Club, within a block.
I'm gonna say this to you again.
Specifically on the south side of Plymouth.
Maybe like James or something.
No.
Hard lights out.
No.
How can we show that you were at 16th and Emerson?
Say it again.
How can we show that you were at 16th and Emerson?
You're gonna check with Will. He's gonna tell you what he told her to give me. You're gonna find it on the side of the bed.
Were you on Irving Avenue at all?
No. I don't recall passing over Irving.
How about on Irving?
No.
South of Plymouth.
I don't know what you mean, south, lower. It doesn't matter.
Low.
I don't recall being on Irving.
It's a little low.
No. So,
Your car was.
We'll even go a little further. Driving backwards, actually, for a short period of time.
That's a good one, ain't it?
He asked me what I was doing in Irving. Driving backwards for a little bit. No.
You know who was driving it?
I know who had my car.
Right. So do we.
So, the way you say, how you say, no. So,
how do you want things to end up for you, Derek?
man, they just gonna be what they gonna be. But you're not gonna make me sit up and tell you I did something I didn't do.
We're not asking.
I've been in locations I don't recall being in. No, it's not gonna happen, man.
You don't recall being in location.
Yeah, you're asking me about the Elks. You're asking me about James. You're asking me about Irvin.
Right.
You know, so
there's specific reasons why we're asking you that. Just
well,
like
I'm sure sooner or later you'll get to them, but
well, yeah, just like we left it real blank.
This man is not dead because of me. That's it.
Why? Well, how can you say that, Derek?
Yeah, because I know I didn't kill him.
Do you know who did?
No, I don't. Don't know him.
And where were you then when it happened?
Not going through all that again, man.
I don't think
you've already told me. I've already told you. Not going through all that again, man. So
how do you want things to end up for you, Derek?
They'll end up however they end up, man.
No, it'd be like this.
So
I don't know if I could sit there and just resign myself passively. It's a force of nature that I can do nothing about.
When you say what you say, you know what is. I'm done. I didn't need your questions unanswered. The ones I didn't choose to answer, I explained to you why. I'm done. So,
messages behind that.
say what?
I said I'm 4 messages behind it. Did you grow up on the north side?
Yep.
Whole life? And that's what you gotta take into account some of that too, Derek. You know, people know you. And like you say, some people are gonna go, no, some people, whatever. You know, they'll have their own judgment, but that's not their place. It won't be held in a public street court. You gotta figure out how you want to deal with this.
I'm dealing, man.
Yeah,
I believe you are now. I'm dealing, so
I believe you are, but I think you're turned a little more inside than you want to be.
I understand.
I don't think you're the type of person that feels good about not being honest about anything. And I think that's me. Outside of even, we'll just not talk about this man's death. We'll talk about just the way things turn for you. That doesn't feel good, man. Nobody feels good about that. So you gotta deal with those feelings. And how you're gonna stand up and preach the word and deliver your ministry when you got your own thing going on. You know. But then you take it to where when do you start feeling good?
I don't know what you mean.
Did you feel good when you confessed to your wife that you had another woman? Did you feel like you had a little bit of a burden left?
I didn't tell her that.
No, that's not what she said. But that's not an argument we need to have. But the thing is that when you start to tell the truth, Derek, things can maybe inside you start to feel a little better. Maybe.
All I told my wife was, I'm not the devil she made me out to be, and I ain't the angel I make myself out to be. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I ain't told about no damn.
Well, like she said specifically the word sex when she called you out on it. Whatever that is. My point is it's for you. I don't believe you're the person that can feel comfortable in his skin lying constantly about things. You know, for whatever reason. If whatever you want us to believe or not, about some, holding back, I just don't believe that's you.
Did she say she had something to do with this guy?
Meaning, like, was she involved with them,
yeah.
Or I can't go there.
Yeah, I bet she's fine out about Ruby. Why can't you?
Well, it's not. I told you I wouldn't lie to you. It's one of those things where I'll keep the.
Man, if I did, at least I would be able to confirm it happened. I don't know that there's ever been anything between them. I don't know who he is.
Right.
Now, I'm assuming he's the Mike character.
Right. That makes sense to me.
But I don't know. So I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, that makes sense to me because here's the struggle you're having, and then all of a sudden Sunday or whatever you come across, whatever you saw, however you interpret it. But you got this name Mike attached to it, and you got the Elks Club attached to it. And I didn't think that you had a face attached to it. He was a kid that had a lot going for him, though, Derek.
Yeah.
Well, I'm old. I'm older than you.
How old was he?
27. Kid.
I don't think he had nothing to do with my wife. Not at 27 years old. I don't buy that. I don't buy that one bit. Not at all.
Want some more water?
Yeah, please.
You send me a... There's got to be a point, Derek, where you can shed a little bit more light on this for us. And you just think about it. Like I said, I don't know that you want to go down with this version of the story being that you want people to actually believe this as the truth. I think what people will ultimately respect at the end of all this is the truth. They maybe not going to like it the best, but they'll at least be able to say, well, he stood up in front of us for all these years, but when it came time for him to have his own spot of trouble, he owned up to it and he had the truth. I think you might find some respect in that. I don't know. It's just my guess.